Okay, so take 3. What a nut I am. Because I was not used to using the software, I wasn't able to download to my channel the interviews or the Q&As between Cliff, Harvey and myself in relation to the model, the DH2. So I'm going to put this to the front of both videos that you've missed for those on my channel who don't know about this. The first one was Sunday the 30th of July 23, and the one which is today was 4 o'clock August the 6th 2023. The next one will be live at 4 o'clock GMT Greenwich Mean Time on Sunday the 13th of August, and there'll be a live Q&A with Cliff and I. What we're doing is we're building a DH2. If you don't know what that is, go and quickly look it up. There's an opportunity to build along. There is a kit version, and if there's enough people showing interest who wants to buy, well, it's not a kit version, it's a short kit. There isn't a kit, there's a short kit. If there's enough people interested in building the short kit, then I will do a build along. Okay, so watch the videos, hope you enjoy them. I know Cliff and I have enjoyed making them, and our personalities ooze out. Enjoy. Bye bye.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the DH2 update, weekly update, second week, and we'll see what Nick and I have been up to. I've made excellent progress. How about you, Nick?
I'm afraid now, because I don't know how far you've got when you say excellent progress. I think, but what I will say is I've done some covering.
Covering? Blimey.
I've done some covering, yeah. And this morning, fresh off the press, here's my jig. I've made the undercarriage.
Oh, well done.
There you go. And I've just used blue tack for now.
Don't think much of the fuselage though. It's looking a bit chunky.
Thanks, Cliff. That's really endeared me to you. No, this is my jig. I don't like to use hot irons next to my model, so I made a jig to make it all.
Good idea.
Yeah, it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that was this morning. That was this morning, and something's fell on the floor. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a washer. I know where it's come from. And further to last week, when I didn't have it to hand, you may or may not recall I was talking about an extension that goes on the back of the motor. I thought, this is it. This is I've not opened the packet yet.
Okay.
But it's a ply extension. You've got to glue it together.
Yeah.
That will push that motor that way, so I can miss the wing.
How much further forward is it going to push it then, or do you think?
Well, by the looks of this, at least 40 millimeters.
Blimey.
About 1.25 inches, I guess.
Is that because your motor's quite slimline, like, and so the F4 is too far back?
Yeah, because
well, you got F4
on the original, on the proper drawing. It's got a gearbox and so forth. It pushes it back. Yeah. I haven't got a gearbox or anything like that. So this would be the F4, and so therefore I don't have that luxury. So I have to put an extender on. But I'm hoping now, if I just go into here, I'm hoping. I haven't tried it at all because it's still in the packet, that I can make that slip over the motor, the dummy motor, slip over that, hopefully.
Yeah.
If I've got the dimensions right, which I probably haven't, and then that'll come through there, and it should look right. Well, that's the plan anyway. But the thing is, with my fuzz, I've done absolutely nothing with the fuzz up to now, apart from it being built, because I wanted to get all the other extraneous parts done. So if you'll indulge me just for a minute there, Cliff. Now there's your elevators.
Oh,
okay, and you'll note I've got the camera's the wrong way round, so you'll see you got the ply horns there either side. So when we have the horns on the fuzz, yeah, and we use the closed loop system,
yeah,
hopefully they'll move together. Because I was going to put a wire in there to make them move together, but
yeah, you were. Yeah. Hang on, what have you covered that in?
That's Aura cover light. It's Aura cover light. That is. It's semi-translucent.
And what color was it? It looks silver on the screen.
That's cream.
Right.
And that's olive drab.
It looks shiny. Drab is, yeah, it looks silver on my screen.
Oh, well, it is a shiny film.
Yeah.
The olive drab is a little bit darker than I would like, but it's okay. You know, I'm not doing it as a competition. If I was doing it as a competition, it would be completely different. But what I would point out to people, if they are thinking about building this, you have to make these horns, and they're made out of two pieces of ply stuck together. You've got to make 8 of these, and I'll tell you why I'm showing you this in just a minute. Because making these is a pain in the derriere. So I'm going to come to that in just a minute. So now, where was I? Oh, yeah.
You were just about to say hi to Jeff, who's just appeared.
Oh, hello, Jeff. I have to press a button to show it. There you go.
Yeah.
This is for your benefit, Jeff. That's what your airfield should look like. Now,
you better.
I've done the rudder.
Gosh, yeah.
That's all done. But the only thing is, because I've used a film, I have to be very, very careful, because you're shrinking the film, and that will cause warps in the rudder. And for those who are not au fait with covering in film, if you get a buckle in it, do not despair. Grab a teenager or your missus or your boyfriend or whatever it is you got, and you get them to hold it, and you put your iron on top of it so that you get the wrinkles the other side, and then take out the wrinkles, and the buckle comes out. So don't despair. I've done this 3 times to get the buckles out, so it's okay now. It's all right, no problem. I'm not going to put the number on yet, Cliff, because I've decided that I want this to fly before I start putting the flowers on and stuff like that. You know, it was some advice from my mentor when I was learning to fly. He said,
it won't affect the flying, you know, if you finish the model.
No. Now here we go. Here's the bottom wing. Now, here's the cable. Now, here's the thing that I stressed in my video when I made this, which I haven't published yet. That's what your wing will look like, with a big gaping hole in the middle of it. Now, I really wanted to show it like this, Cliff, because if people have not seen it, it's hard to 3D picture it on the drawing, because you don't see it like that. So people will be looking at the plan and going, well, that's what it looks like. Okay. Now these cables here, all right, they're running through the wing, and they're going to a servo in each wing, which is about here. Okay. So this is why I was showing the ply bit. I didn't want to make loads and loads of them. So what I did was I cheated, and I cut off some horns from servos. There you go. And I've just used the proper thing. So the servo links from here to here. Okay. And this will then move. Well, it should do. There you go. It moves. All right. And then on the top bit, I don't know whether you can see that or not. Can you see that?
Yeah.
There's another horn on top.
Yeah.
Now that then links up to the upper aileron, which would be this one here. They'll link to this aileron. There's another horn in it, and they work in unison with a link, a rodded link. Okay, so this is the top wing, and as you can see, it's a lot different to the bottom wing. Yeah, and you have to make sure that you know where the cabanes are got to go, and where your struts have got to go. So you got struts here, and you got struts going in here, and your cabanes, and then you carry on down the rest of the wing, not forgetting your other aileron with a horn in it. So relatively, that's what your wing will turn out like. Okay. Now, when I made my video, I only touched on the covering because number one, I'm not very good at covering. Number two, I don't like doing covering. Number three, I've done covering before. You've done covering before, and if you want to see how I do it or how Cliff does it, just watch one of our other videos, because otherwise, the length of the videos are going to increase and increase and increase to a point where you're doing an hour, and people's attention span won't cover it. So I just, if you excuse the pun, gloss over that, and I go, that's what I've done, etc., etc., etc. So for those who came in late, oh crikey, I did the undercarriage. Those who came in late, and I semi-glossed over that.
I've got a couple of comments there. MC is asking there, is it a Newport 28? No, it's a DH2 MC de Havilland pusher. You'll see mine in a minute. And Jeff says, Nick looks fantastic. Now, I think he means what you've done, unless he's talking about you.
I think he's talking about the lawn.
Oh, it could be the model covering, it could be the lawn, could be you.
Yeah, this is for you, Jeff. This is my lawn.
Yeah,
we touched on it last week, and I know Cliff wants to get away from the banter, but this is my lawn, and I'm very, very proud of it. And it doesn't, I mean, I'm not fit. It's not hard to get your lawn like this. But what happened was he was flying on his airstrip, and he's got this F-15, and it's like hitting the bumps. And I thought, blooming hell, it needs the grass sorting out there. Yeah, throw some seed down. Yeah, thicken it up. But there you go.
Okay, so the gloss on your model, of course, isn't very scale looking. Did you know you can spray it with matte lacquer? Just a light dust in a matte lacquer, and it'll take the shine off.
Right. There's a reason why I've used this.
Yeah.
Okay. The original covering was light span. Now they don't make light span anymore. You can get it. I could have made that wing orange, but then I would have had to rub it down and then prime it and then spray it and everything else.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that because it's using up a lot of my time, and it's having time. Now that brings me on to something I was thinking about, and I'll probably go more into it on the next live stream. Is if and when, say if this flies okay. Somebody mentioned about a kit last week. I don't think they're on right now. I'm not really sure. What I might do, if enough people are interested and they want to get the short kit, what I might do is in a separate set of videos saying build along with me, and I'll show you how to do it with the kit, but only if enough people are interested in doing it. Yeah. So
yes,
that's the thought that went through my head.
Well, that's something that, unless I rather fancy doing that BE2 that was mentioned last week.
Yes,
that
the
would be
BE2
great.
is a worthy project.
Yeah. And the other thing you could do, instead of spraying out, you can actually go over it with a Brillo pad. I've been told will take the shine off as well. You could practice that.
No, I quite like it.
Yes. Okay.
The thing is, what we've got to remember is number one, I'm not making it scale, I'm making it near scale. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm not making it as a competition piece. If I was going to make this as a competition piece, okay, this would look different. It would look different, and it would take me 3 times longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And plus the fact, if I put it into a competition, I would lose because there's. I've seen some people's models. Trust me, they're fantastic, and they've taken a year to build it, and I just can't put that detail. Which leads me on to we have a member in our club. His nickname is Every Rivet.
Oh right, yeah. I wonder why.
They know the name is Every Rivet because he will make a model and he will put in every rivet.
Yeah.
To the point where people mock him.
Yeah.
They've got no right to, but people will mock him because he's put too much detail in it.
Yeah.
You know? So, but if I was making it for a show, Cliff, yeah, I would go down that road and I would do all that.
Blimey, we must break off and say hi to Bruce, who's just joined in. It's 3 a.m. in New Zealand.
Is that XJet?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You know these obviously by name. Do you realise it's 3 a.m. here? Don't you? The things I have to catch Cliff on the street.
Yeah. So it's what he's at 11 hours difference there.
Wow.
Well, wow. That deserves a mug.
Yeah. I in fact, you know what? I think he deserves a medal. I might just send him one.
Yeah. If you got one, you have to make one. Yeah. That could be a new line, the Barron Flights medal. What colour would it be? Gold or something?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Right, I'm going to offer a prize. I'm going to give them the Blue Max. Do you know what the Blue Max is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the Pour de la Mérite, otherwise known as the Blue Max. And you deserve one because you've got the Fokker DR1, which is the triplane.
Yeah.
The Red Baron.
Yeah.
So you should get a Pour de la Mérite, the Blue Max. Hermann Goering had one, and several other different flyers. And it's the highest honour that the airmen could get during the Great War, not on the German side. So I will get some Blue Maxes, and I will offer them out, and I will post them.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And it's a great film as well, actually, isn't it? Blue Max, which is great.
Oh yeah, it won't be a real one.
Oh, no, I understand that.
No, they're not that rich.
Shall I show you what I've done? It's very little, actually. So
well, you just said you did a lot.
Well, I was pulling your leg. Okay. So mine's still in its bare bones. And the reason is the covering is on its way, should come here tomorrow. So that's what I've got. Where are we? So, I mean, it's basically done. Since last Sunday, I've made the ailerons, cut them off, hinged them with fishing line. Struts are in. The bottom of the boom things are flattened off. The tail plane is hinged, cut off and hinged, just held on by a peg there. So, I mean, basically the structure is complete, apart from the undercarriage, of course. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, actually. Oh, something else I did, Nick. It's too late for you now because you covered your wing. But I added a little bit of, where's the angle here? A little bit of wood. Let's see. I don't think you're going to be able to see it.
Oh, yes. You made like a little U piece, didn't you?
Yeah, well, just to stick the cover into down there.
Yeah.
Because it's only one rib.
This is for the rear strut.
Because you've got to take the cover in around this side of the rib, haven't you? Because it's only one rib thick. And I want to stick that rib to the fuselage. So I put a little bit of 1/32 there anyway to stick the cover into. What else?
Bruce wants to know if you're making your own wheels, Cliff.
Well, I might do. Oh, Tom Spitfire. Hi, Tom. I might do. I thought I had some 3-inch sort of size vintage looking wheels, and I had a quick look from this morning. I couldn't find them, so they're around somewhere. I think I can't think I've used them on anything. So if I can find them, great. If not, yeah, I'll just make some. And if I do, I'll avail you of your generous offer for rubber.
Yes, I have some rubber, guys and girls. In fact, what I'll do is just to show you what Cliff's talking about is. Now I've got to get this right. Is it polypethylene or something? This is the rubber, okay, and it's really expensive. My God, it's 15 quid for like 2 meters, I think it is.
Oh, that's not
use it for lining cupboard doors. So, you know, when you close your cupboard door, it doesn't go bang. He's on about this stuff here. So that's the foam. You can't. I've tried.
The other thing I've got to show you is that
bigger wheels on it.
If your little system doesn't work, then I propose put in the servo. It's only like that through the side of the fuselage, and just using that as the crank to the elevators. It wasn't difficult to do. Yeah. Incidentally, what servos have you put in your wing?
I don't know.
Okay. In fact, looking at this one.
Yes, hang on. I happen to have the box. These are SH40 Economy Nano servos.
Okay.
So they're not high stress or anything. They're not.
What make are they? Show me in the thing. I'll make a note.
Yeah, high tech.
Oh, high tech HS40s. All right.
Yeah, because this thing is not for tumbling around the sky or 3D flying.
No.
So it's just gentle stuff. So it doesn't need to be metal ball bearings inside or anything like that.
No. Bruce said he used rubber O-rings to make his tyres for his SE5. I've got I've used the same thing for my smaller models. Look at that. Look at all those O-rings. Fantastic.
So I've got a box of O-rings as well, strangely enough.
Unfortunately, nothing quite big enough.
No, they won't be big enough.
That's my biggest O-ring. I didn't think you could get bigger diameter ones. I suppose you can.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only reason I bought them is because I like to fix things, and they work well on replacing things, gaskets on your carburetors for your Honda engines, and stuff like that, and carburetors.
I guess the rubber O-rings would be quite heavy, though. I would guess, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think you need something a bit thicker and got a bit more give in it.
Yeah, I did make some. I can't think what it was. I made them. I've got some 1/2 inch actually. But what diameter is it? You've got half.
Oh no, I haven't got my ruler with me.
Guess. I
think this is 2.5 inch. I think.
No, the diameter of the rubber.
Oh, the rubber, 15 mil.
Oh right. Oh, it's 1/2 inch then.
Yeah. 15 mil, that is.
Yeah, but I'm going to see if I can find those wheels. I'm sure I got a pair of vintage wheels somewhere. Well, I'll find them out anyway. I'm a little way off that anyway. My covering material is coming tomorrow.
I'm using tissue on you.
I'm going to tissue mine. Yeah.
Bless you.
It's going to take a bit. Thanks. It's going to take a bit longer, but it's going to look more authentic. Yeah. Same color, sort of a dark green on the top with a sort of linen color on the bottom. So it should look quite nice. I also read, and I see you covered your tailplane in the green on the top.
Oh, yeah.
I did read that the tailplane actually was linen both sides, not painted.
Well, I would not be in the least bit surprised. But you see, it's like with many things, Cliff. If you look at aircraft, you'll see one example. And I'm sure if you look at photographs of DH2,
Yeah.
there's not two the same.
Oh, no, but I do like the idea of the sun shining through the tailplane anyway. Hi, Adam. Adam's just arrived. Model Aviator.
Okay.
Yeah. He says
there's
two
got two great builders, one screen. I don't know about that, my friend.
He must be watching another video. I think he's typed in the wrong comment on it.
Well, somebody said, I don't know who it was because I'm old. They said, pro builders or something, and I said, no, I'm not a pro. Yeah, I'm just well informed.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
I don't think Adam saw that's my model so far, Adam. I haven't covered it yet. Covering's coming tomorrow, and then I can make a start on it. I had an idea actually. You'll like this. I read it online. Someone did it. They had their servo in one wing. I'm putting mine in the top wing, of course, because I forgot to put the holes through the ribs. Yeah. And the original aeroplane had a wire going between the two. So yes. I thought if I use a wire, I could have a torque rod to pull the aileron down, and the servo will pull it up. So you have not a torque rod, torsion bar. So you have a torsion bar going, from the leading edge of the aileron sort of into the wing, I guess, or it could go back into the center. So on its own, it would just hang down, but with the wire on, it'll be neutral. And the top servo will pull it up. Where are we? Top servo will pull it up, and the torsion bar will pull it back down. This one will be motorized both ways, but this one will be just, I thought might be fun to have a go at that. And then I can have a much finer joiner wire between the two.
Well, I would certainly like to see that. Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all up for that.
Yeah. It sounds like a fun experiment. It's something else I can do. And it's not my idea. It's just something I read. Actually, where did I read it? It was in one of these high performance glider types, they use torsion bars apparently. So yes. I thought that's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to know how much do we pay for dope?
I've got my tin here, so
I've got tins of it. I've had for 10 years, so I don't know how much they are now. I don't know
because the smaller the tin, the dearer it is. But this one's 250 mil. It's £7.75.
So not too bad then.
No, I mean this tin will do because you thin it down as well. Bit of thinners, cellulose thinners. So that'll do 3 of these aeroplanes. So it's not. I mean that tin is unopened because I thought I was about to run out, but I haven't because I've still got some.
Yeah, you went out, bought some, and then suddenly found it. I'm doing that all the time.
Yeah. It'll be actually. I had another idea, Adam. Actually, Adam's just saying separate aileron servos or one for both. Well, you've got separate ones in your lower wings.
Yeah, I've got separate ones.
Yeah, separate aileron servos for the pair, one in each wing. I did contemplate putting one in four servos in, one in each corner, little servos, which is an idea, but I went off that one. And I did have an idea to put one servo. I could put one servo right in the middle of the wing, and flexible snakes go into the outer ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And because the servo would be a little bit chunkier, it can stand up above the surface of the wing, and that would be disguised by, if I show you the Mike Races one on the top, they've got a little fuel tank on the top, and I thought that would house the bottom end of the servo. You see that?
Sometimes they put the fuel tank underneath the.
They do, yeah. I've seen both, yeah. Or you could hang a servo upside down, but either way, there's an option. I might consider something, but you've got to keep it a little bit simple, haven't you?
Well, I have to admit, Cliff, you're certainly jumping in with both feet, aren't you?
Well, you know, that's why you're almost ready to fly, and I'm still naked.
I am far from making this ready to fly, Cliff. In fact, this is something I was thinking about commenting on before we came on air. Is that although I've got the wings covered, there's a lot to do. There is an absolute trail of things to do because I now have to go back to the fuzz. I have to mount the motor. I have to put the elevator linkage in if I can make it work.
Yeah.
I've then got to put my mind to, because I've not even looked at how the rudder works. I've put no thought into it whatsoever. So I've got to figure that out.
Have you put your control horn in the rudder?
No, I've done nothing at all.
Because it's how are you going to fit it? Just cut a slot and glue it in.
Well, what I will do is see that's the rudder. This is the horizontal stabilizer.
Vertical.
No, sorry, vertical stabilizer. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. The vertical stabilizer. Okay, so that's hinged. There's your hinges to go in the back of the boom.
Yeah.
So that which I will use.
Yeah.
From memory, I think goes here. So what I'll have to do is pop a hole in.
Yeah, right at the top. Yeah, just looking at the plan.
Right at the top. So it goes all the way through, comes out like that.
Yeah.
And that is also a closed loop system. So you've got a closed loop system on your rudder, you've got a closed loop system on your elevators. Okay. And at this point in time, I have put no thought into it at all. Nothing. Because I was concentrating on other things. But now I can just concentrate on the fuzz. And that's what I'm going to do. Because the thing is, because I have my... No, let's go back to the bottom wing. Because I have my bottom wing in this situation, okay, when I come to put the fuzz in, I've got to put these cables through, and it's going to be a one-time fit. Okay, so I'm going to struggle doing that. So what I want to do is do everything in the fuzz now. So when I come to put it in, I haven't got to touch anything. I don't want to. I want to make sure everything is as it should be before I go down that road. So now, in effect, what I'm doing is I'm giving myself the opportunity to put all of my thought into that fuzz.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because if I'm being honest, Cliff, you don't know how you're going to do it because we've never done it before. Yeah. And it's from a plan. It's not from a kit. So you've got to figure it out for yourself. And I thought, well, all the complicated bit really, apart from them booms, is in there. And how are you going to link it using a closed loop system while I've got it on the bench, as it were? I haven't got to worry about the wings now. I haven't got to worry about the fusion, the undercarriage, or the tail, or the booms. It's just that. How am I going to make that work? And that's the way I work, because I come to the next problem. And if I can see something ahead, then fine. But if I can't see the solution straight away, I put it to one side until I'm forced to look at it. How are we going to do this?
I kind of do it differently. I don't look ahead, but I just stop at a problem and work my way through each one as I go. So
Tim's on.
Tim's here.
Yeah.
The other thing I might is, what's that? Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the note that Cliff has not sent me.
Yeah. Well, I could send you one just like Tim did, exactly the same. You could pretend it was from me. I might use this. I might use this for my control linkages.
Aha.
It's just like heavy cotton thread, darning thread or something. I might use that. I've had success with that on other planes, so I might use it. Easy to tie a knot in as well.
I'm just looking for. Here it is. It's right in front of me. So Tim's asked a question. Right, does that answer your question, Tim? Yeah. By the way, before I come away from Tim, have you seen his latest video?
I have. What, the fuselage?
It's absolutely spot on.
Yeah, the fuselage.
I was really, 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 really pleased with the way he's explaining it and everything. And I thought, yes, that's what we want.
Yeah.
People to show you and explain how to do it.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Mm.
So there you are.
Yeah. Because I've got some high tech 55s, but they're a little bit too big. So, but I got loads of these little servos. So I'm not sure what this one is, but yeah, I'll figure something out. So many options there for the wing, loads. Really. Yeah,
there's loads of ways you can do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We'll have to have a vote at the end of it to say whose model they like the best.
Remembering that I will be issuing the Blue Max medal.
Well, I might be able to outsmart you there. You never know.
It's not difficult.
Bribery works. Yeah,
it's not difficult to outsmart me at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you send me one, I'll vote for your model as well. How about that?
There'll be one winging its way in the post to you. Don't you worry about that, my friend.
Oh, well, okay. We've moved house, by the way. Yeah, isn't that good? So I've got a bit of catching up to do, haven't I, really?
No. Well, no, you've only got your cut. You've only got your covering to do. You've more or less got as far as me.
Oh well, the Balsa bit is great fun, isn't it? And that's the bit I really like.
Yeah.
But then
I've still got to finish the nose. I've still got the nose to do. Yeah. I've still got the linkages to do.
Oh, don't forget the little cockpit instruments. Those two little dials. They look fun.
I wasn't going to put them in.
Oh, really? Well,
no,
there you are. Well, while you're waiting for me to catch up, you can make all these little fiddly bits. Don't forget the pitter tube as well on the outer strut.
Yes,
that's got to be put in.
I was thinking about this yesterday, because I'm thinking surely, I know it's ply, but surely you need something on that corner there for the cable to slip over. Otherwise it's going to saw your strut in half, isn't it?
What are you talking
because
about?
Of low resistance.
What are you talking about?
The closed loop system. So when you come off, it goes round the strut.
No, it doesn't. There's that little wire hoop on the strut, and it goes through the hoop. Yeah, but it doesn't actually touch the strut because the hoop's on the inside. I don't know if you can see on the little.
You're right.
So, you won't see.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, he's got one he can look at.
Well,
he's got one he can look at. I ain't got anything.
Well, I can send you photographs.
Yes, you're right.
I can't see it on the plan, but yeah, those little hoops which need to be fitted pretty damn well, actually, because you don't want them coming off because your line will go slack. It'll go into propeller, all tangle up, pull the elevator up, and it'll be a mess. So really glue those on well. I suggest taking them around the corner or something.
I don't know, but also we've got the same question with the rudder as it exits the fuzz. So what I might do is I might put a brass button in there because that is soft balsa. Yeah. Because you haven't got that far yet, have you?
No, I haven't. No. We got some smashing names in the chat here today. Look, Chris Jackson from where are you, Chris? Maryland, was it something like that? Mary something in America, anyway.
Is it Mary in that land?
Yeah, it probably is.
Was Mary last night?
Yeah, I think Tim said have another scotch earlier on, didn't he?
Hang on. He's on about.
They're having a good old chat about servos going on there, yeah.
Right, Tim, if you bothered yourself to come at the beginning, in the bedinging, if you was here at the bedinging,
We
right?
deliberately came on later so as Tim could join us.
Yeah, and then he's late.
Yeah,
He's late. You're not getting a medal, Tim.
yeah.
Right. Why are we using them? Okay. Now, God bless him. It goes all into the science, but you don't need to, Tim. We're not building a rocket to the moon, mate. What these what these are for? Okay. This is a very light model. It's not an aerobatic model. Okay. This is just for floating around the skies on a nice breezeless day, 4-mile-an-hour wind or whatever, just to show off this crickety old Great War aircraft. We're not going to be doing looping the loops. Well, might do.
Oh, I will. Yeah,
well, you will. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably loop on takeoff because that's my signature maiden.
Yeah, but is it deliberate?
Well, yeah, Adam thinks so. So we'll leave it at that.
All right. I think Tim wants to go to bed. So we don't need metal bearings and stuff like that. Okay, if that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, Ian's A10 video, Jeff, which is saying he was watching it just before this video. A rare day in Cardiff. The sun was shining and the wind had dropped, but he again had lawn problems because he was trying to fly his Corsair. Well, he didn't do it in the end because the grass was too long. So he was hand launching his A10 tank buster thing.
Well, if you had a lawn like that, mate, you wouldn't have those problems, would you?
No, of course not. No, you can take straight off. Yeah, because Ian popped in last year, I think it was, on his little holiday around the southwest, and it was great to meet him and have a bit of a laugh,
Yeah.
And he's a good lady. Yeah, it's good. In fact, we flew helicopters. Yeah, go on.
He says, does the UK get calm days anymore? Doesn't the rain cause turbulence? Well, I don't know. I don't fly in the rain, mate.
Well, you do tend to find, though, don't you, that when the rain comes, the wind drops a bit, unless it's a storm. We haven't had a calm day for months, have we? Not for months.
I'd say about 6 weeks. The weather here has not been for flying. It's either been gusting winds, or it's been raining. And I think we probably had a slot of maybe 4 hours, 2 slots, I think, of 4 hours where you could actually fly. It stopped raining, the wind had dropped slightly, and it's normally late in the evenings, which is given the chance for Cliff to have a go at making his glider videos. So that it's been really pants. And I'm going to be honest now. You see, if the weather had been really good, I wouldn't have got as far as this with this model because I would have been out flying. I wouldn't have got as far as I probably would have made the bottom wing, and that's about as far as I would have got.
Yeah.
So the bad weather has enabled me to build that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't get flying, get building, as Mark Croucher says.
Yeah.
Something and you like have done. Oliver, hi mate. 3 mile an hour in Windsor.
Windsor, that's England.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Are you in England, Oliver? I'm not sure. But 3 mile an hour is very envious of that. And then Bruce is saying it's t-shirt weather again, and it's midwinter down there.
Yeah. Is he flying in the walls of the castle?
Oh, he could be. Windsor Castle, for those that wonder what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got lots of castles here.
Yeah, I said Prince Charles, and because I mean King Charles. It'd be cool if he was a modeler. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, Oliver is in Windsor, England. Yeah. Yeah. We better mind our P's and Q's.
Well, Tim says there's a Windsor in Ontario.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there must be. Yeah.
I think he speaks the truth. So
I bet it's not. It's not as posh as ours. Is there any flying clubs in Windsor then, Oliver? Be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
I guess there must be if he's there.
Windsor Great Park has a flying club. Oh, that's interesting. Might have a look at that. Google it next time I'm in Windsor.
Okay, fair enough. Turn up.
Bruce has asked, is there a London in Canada? Do you know the name London? No one knows where it came from.
I thought it was the Roman word for Londinium.
Well, before that, Where did
Because
that
apparently, originally, the River Thames did not flow through London. I happen to know that.
Well, we all know that.
No, you don't.
Where did it
Don't
flow?
tell talking. You won't get your medal.
Why did they build a bridge over?
Well, they built the bridge because they knew it was coming.
Yes, that's right.
Digging holes, like a canal.
Yeah,
So
build all the piles before the river comes. It's a lot easier to build a river before the river comes.
Yeah, there you go. See, they think
Did you know? Just as a side thing, talking about digging piles for rivers, I was listening on the radio the other day. Apparently, the bends, divers get the bends. Well, these guys that used to dig they would build a tunnel down into the river floor, and the guys would go down and dig, put footings in and all this. And when they came back up, they would get the bends. Well, it weren't called the bends then, but these guys, it would affect their spine. So they were bent over, and that's where the term bends came from. And the only way they could straighten up was to go back down and where they're under pressure again, and they could stand up again. But as soon as they came up, and they weren't even in the water. Isn't that amazing?
Well, and there's me thinking it was your mates you were talking about. Okay.
I don't have any mates like that, thank you.
You don't know, Cliff. You don't know, mate. Honestly, you don't know.
Is there something you want to tell us then, Nick?
Well, I might be. I like arranging flowers and stuff like that.
You might do. I don't see any flowers on your lawn, though.
No, you won't find any weeds or plants except fiscus grass in that lawn, mate, because it's against the law.
When you
my wife tells people she's not allowed to walk on it.
Well, no,
which is a lie. She's allowed to walk on it.
When you get the stripes, do you plant two different sorts of seed? So is it one dark and one light, different seed?
No. I use a fescue seed. You can mix it with a ryegrass, as long as it's a top quality ryegrass, to give it a bit more, make it a bit tougher. But now that you're talking about lawns, Cliff, you're not going to like me anymore because I'll be on here for
to think, what have I started now?
but getting the stripes in the lawn is the easiest part, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah. I bet you've got a motor mower, haven't you, with a roller on it?
No.
What have you got? Fly mow?
No. If you look here, hang on, I can't do it. Hang on, because of the camera. If you look there, behind this is my workshop.
Oh, I see.
Through the glass of the door, there's a roller.
Ah.
Okay, and it's got 50 litres of water in it.
Right.
Right. Now, each litre of water weighs 1 kilo.
Right.
So I roller everything. I'll cut it and I roller everything. Now, here's the Barron's top tip for lawn. Okay. I won't carry on about lawns after this.
Okay.
What you do, you get a wide broom. Okay. And then what you do, those weights you get for keeping fit. You shove two 10-kilo weights.
This sort of thing.
Yeah, but bigger than that.
Of course.
Bigger than that, right? They're 10 or 15 kilos each.
Yeah.
Put it down the shaft so all the weight's resting on the broom. You wet the lawn and you drag it.
All right.
You turn around and you drag it the other way. You turn around, drag it the other way, and you get perfect lines.
Oh, yeah. So you're just altering the angle of the blades of the grass then?
Yeah, that's all it is. But the thing is, the other topical tip is my last one now. If you want to go and mow your lawn and your lawn's wet, pull the broom over it because all the droplets of water go down into the roots.
Yeah.
The blades of grass are dry. You can mow your lawn.
Yeah, I have discovered that actually. Yeah. Apparently, Linda was saying, Jeff was saying, Linda, his wife, she's in charge of the lawn, which is how it should be, really. Hello, Caroline. Nice to see you.
Exactly how it should be. Yeah.
Yes. I have been interested in kites, MC, actually. I have bought a kite with a view to putting a motor on the front, but I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah.
Yes, Caroline says there is a bit of summer due next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think, down here. Should be good.
Yeah, I happen to have a Wright flyer kite.
Oh,
No,
have you?
really, I've got the
Proper
Wright
kite.
flyer kite.
Oh yeah.
I bought it when I was in is it Washington D? Yeah, I was in Washington DC. Is it Washington DC? Where they got the Smithsonian? Yeah, it's Washington DC. They got the Wright flyer in the Smithsonian. They've had to rebuild it because it's fell to bits now. And while I was there, I bought the Wright flyer kite.
Oh right. And what is that? A biplane?
Yeah, you don't know what the Wright flyer is? Are you trying to have me at it?
Well, it's the yeah, something to do with the Wright brothers, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not hearing this, Cliff. I've got to pretend I haven't heard that.
Well, have you flown it?
Yes.
Okay. Does it? And it flew.
A windy day, you fly a kite.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, getting off lawns. What the grass in my garden is quite long, so I can test glide model without the worry of the break. Yes.
And that is exactly what I say to my wife, Oliver. That's so true. You want lovely long grass, but you can't buy long grass, can you? You can't just go out and buy it.
Oh, I don't know.
What's a dough coat?
You want to see some of the garden centres I've been to. I watched the doco the other day, found out that Shorts built Wright flyers in the UK back the turn of the century. What, the last century?
Yes, of course.
Yes, I suppose is right, yeah. Well, now there's two ways of reading into that.
Well, there is.
Yeah, what they did was, I think it was 1909. Now, don't quote me on this. It's been a long time since I read about it. But they made the two-seater version of the Wright flyer, 1909, and they took it to France. And there was some, I can't remember, some French bloke said, "Oh, it will never fly," and this, that, and the other. And as they dragged it through customs, the French wrecked it, so they had to rebuild it. And it did fly. And to his credit, the French bloke publicly apologised. Okay. And then they started selling the license for building the two-seater Wright flyer. That was after 1909, I believe. I think it was 1909. And then Blériot came over on his monoplane, and he barely made it and crash landed next to the castle at Dover. And if you've ever been to Dover, there's a big circle there where he crashed.
Oh, is there? Have they cleared the wreckage now or not?
I don't know, but they held him up above their heads and carried him back to the castle. And he's got, crashed lip. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with a
broken leg at a strange angle. Yeah. Anyway, the French guy that apologised. Oh, he properly surrendered. Yes.
We had a British bloke who was flying over in his Blackburn monoplane. His name escapes me, and he got to within like 30 yards of the shore, and his engine cut, and he ended up in the channel. So really, it's a British victory. It's just for the fact that the motor cut. Had the tide been out, we'd have been the first to fly the channel.
Yeah, it would have been dry land.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and he could have claimed the £10,000 from the Daily Mail.
That was a big prize. Was it 10,000?
Yeah, I think it was £10,000. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was a lot of money then. Well, it's a lot of money now, but
exactly.
it was a huge amount of money then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have flapped my arms to get that.
Yeah. Well, like the guy that actually cycled across the channel, didn't he? In that Gossamer something it was called, wasn't it?
It was called the Gossamer. It was a bicycle with it covered the wings in
like clear film.
Cling film.
Yeah.
The Frenchman who went swimming is pronounced insane. That sounds like one of Cliff's jokes, that does.
That's pretty good.
He's not getting a medal.
Yeah. That's pretty good, Bruce. I like that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Wright brothers learned about planes, the rubber-powered model. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think what Oliver's saying is that they use rubber-powered models, probably a Keelcroft or Gorillos model they bought and thought this looks good. Let's scale it up.
I know that they made a wind tunnel
Phew.
They were the first ones ever to use a wind tunnel.
Oh yes, I think I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were bicycle makers, weren't they?
They were. Yeah.
And they think, didn't they live in California? They went the other side of the country because it was windy.
Yes, and the wind, of course, helped the plane to lift off. Otherwise, it would never get off the ground.
Yeah. Plus, they had I think it's a higher barometric pressure. So if the barometric pressure had been too light, well, you wouldn't have took off.
Yeah.
But they reckon there's an Englishman that did it first. It took 3 years earlier, but they can't prove it because they've got nobody taking photographs. Apparently.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. He wasn't bothered about documenting it. So, yeah, just let it go.
Well, we're so modest, though, you see, because we've got everything else.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. Everything comes from Britain, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't mind America having Tipex. I don't mind America having Tipex.
Oh, no. They can pour some money into it. But all the big inventions come from our country.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe so, would you?
And everything French is a bad idea, apart from the metric system. I quite like the metric system.
Well, I use both.
Yeah, I do. I use both. Yeah.
Yeah.
But So what else we got? We've got other. What we got here?
Bruce is just saying how modest he is. See.
I have a similar affliction.
So it must. What's the time? It must be getting on now for Bruce. In fact, the sun must be rising now. Bruce, it's hardly worth going back to bed.
Oh,
what time was it when he started? 3 a.m. wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's nearly 4 a.m. now.
Yeah. So anyway, before we do go, we're 5 minutes off the hour.
Yeah.
I can't, for some reasons we haven't, between Cliff and I, we haven't worked out how to publish these on my channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get these off Cliff, put them on my channel, then I will start my video build. So, and then I will list everything, cutting lists, where to buy things, where to get the plans, and all this, that, and the other. And I really do think, if I can get some Blue Max's medals, and there are people who do start this, I think they deserve to get a medal. So
That's giving me an idea. That's giving me an idea. I'll tell you about it off camera because it's can't come too fruition.
Is it rude?
Well, no, but I don't want to get people too excited too early on. That's all.
Yeah. I was now. Just before we do go, I found my sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
Guess where it was? It was in my cupboard of many mugs. Yeah, and I found something else.
Oh yeah.
There you are.
Excellent. You look like one of the patrons. You look like Robert Patrinsic now because he wears his peak cap, doesn't he, sometimes? But that's what they call it, a piccolo hat or something?
A pickle helm.
Pickle helm, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is mein Kopf und mein Pickelhelm.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Very nice, mate. I'm envious of that. See?
Das ist fröhlich, nicht wahr?
That would look good on my head.
Yeah, I have somewhere. I have not far away. I've got a ginger moustache, which is the code word for we're invading Normandy. I've got to do next week. I will wear this next week, and I will wear my moustache.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, something to look forward to, and hopefully the Blue Max.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. MC is just saying Legos from Denmark, not from here. So Denmark do have a claim to fame.
Not all Lego is from here. Well,
yeah. Well, yeah.
So what's that going to do with anything?
Well, that's his claim to fame, isn't it? And I do use Lego actually when I'm building my small Gwillows models because you can stack it up either side on a board to make sure the fuselage is straight. It's like a building jig. So Lego is pretty cool stuff for building. Yeah.
I thought Lego was. No, I'm thinking of Airfix.
You're thinking of Windsor Lego Park, aren't you? Now they got the big Lego park.
I have a Lego set with camel.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, they're really good. They've got a joystick and everything. All the ailerons move.
Really?
The elevators move and the propeller spins.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's got a proper little joystick in the cockpit.
Oh, I'll have to try get it around the pole, mate. You can swing it around on a string, which is what they used to do during the war when there was no engines or diesel fuel. You'd get your model and you tie a string and just whip it around your head. Quite popular pastime, apparently. I might try that in the back garden. There's a plan. Hmm?
You put some fairy wings on the wife.
Yeah.
And
Meccano was before my time. That's true. Yeah.
But Meccano. Oh, well, I used to have Meccano sets. I really thought they were quite good. I used to build cranes and all sorts of things with Meccano.
Yeah, it's before my time. Yeah. Anyway, that was for rich kids.
Oh, you poor little thing.
Yeah, we couldn't afford
Lego. Was your
Lego.
television in black and white?
Oh, no, we had Lego. Well, funny to say that, it was. But we did have 6 black and white televisions in the house, which was quite something. Yeah. Most people
we had a colour TV. It was red.
Right, Nick, it's 59 minutes and 47 seconds. We're going to stop at 1 hour today. So we'll see everyone next week. Similar time, Nick, 4 p.m.
Yeah, I was getting bored anyway.
Yeah. 4 p.m. this time next week. We'll see you here. Be great. Great to see you guys. Thanks for looking in. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for your indulgence and putting up with my rubbish. All right. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Very good, Bruce. I like it.
Oh, what's that? I had the 4 persons mechanic who only had 2 pieces and not the bolt. All right, fair enough. All right.
Cheers, Jeff.
Fair enough. All right, yeah, see you, Tim. Yeah, lovely. Oh, Tim's put up another video by the looks of it. Okay, so I'm going to end the broadcast in 3, 2,
cheers.
1.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.